Every time people looked at me when I was a little kid, they would always say, "Wow, you look like your dad's mini me," as if I was a clone. At least that is what it felt like when everyone said how much I resembled my father. As I grew older, so did the game of who do I look like. People started saying, you actually look like your mom now. And every now and then, someone would throw in, you actually look like your sister now. Seriously, if there is one thing nobody wants to be told about, is that they look like their sibling, right? It's like I'm my own person. Now, genetics has a sixth sense of humor about that. It plays a mix and match game with the features that runs in my family. According to National Human Genome Research Institute, last accessed November 1, 2024, human body houses 20,000 to 25,000 genes. It means tens of thousands of small bits of DNA stuff within our DNA, playing little roles in who we are. Whether you get your mom's nose or your dad's eyes, genetics also influence your health. So today, we'll be learning about genetics. We'll be discussing what genetics is, how it influences traits, and applications of genetics. First, let's talk about what genetics is. According to Genetic Home Reference, the last accessed November 2024, genetics is like a family recipe book. Each family has that one recipe that gets passed down from one generation to the next with some changes along the way. That is why you might have your aunt's nose, your mom's dimples, or maybe you can also wiggle your ears like your grandpa. Such a great talent. Now, at its core lies DNA, shaped like a twisted ladder. Each step of this ladder contains pairs of chemicals that serve as ladders in the genetic code. Now, these ladders combine to form genes that control everything from your height to whether you'll be a morning person or a night owl. Now, these very genes combined from chromosomes. Does anyone remember how many chromosomes we have?
23, I guess.
Yes, we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Now, these chromosomes are passed during birth by a mom. Half from your mom and half from your dad. That is why you can be tall or short or any one of this number of things depending on the genes you inherit from your parents. For example, if both of your parents have blue eyes, you have a good chance to have them. But if one of your parents has blue eyes and your another parent has brown eyes, you have both, either or a little of each, like green. So now that we have discussed what genetics is, we'll be discussing how it influences traits. First, let's talk about physical traits. Now, genetics talks a lot about eye color, hair texture, or whether you can roll your tongue or smell things as well as anyone else. That is why you might have your Aunt Linda's red hair or your Uncle Bob's big feet. Genetics is pretty much like a nature's game of mix and match with the genes you inherit and which ones skip a generation. For example, in India, people with green eyes and hazel eyes are normally called as cat eyes. And people with cat eyes are considered like witty or intelligent and clever too. So, 5-year-old me asking my mom, "Mom, do I have cat eyes too?" She replied, "Unfortunately, no, maybe." Skipped a generation? Me, thought cat eyes as a family heirloom and calling myself dumb, started packing my bag with all my favorite stuffed toys ready to leave home, and my mom stopping me saying, Mansimar, you can buy contacts when you grow up. Contacts? What are contacts? What actually are contacts? Maybe what I'm wearing right now. Of course, it's averted. According to U.S. National Library of Medicine, last accessed November 1, 2024, genetics is not just about the eye color. It also influences your health. Some genetic disorders are passed directly through our genes. For example, cystic fibrosis or sickle cell anemia. Have you ever visited a doctor and they asked you about your family medical history? Great, that is why. You might get your family notes, but you can also get the diseases that runs in your family, from diabetes to heart diseases. It's like getting a family heirloom that you didn't even ask for, but might have to deal with. So now that we have learned how genetics influence traits, let's see the applications of genetics. According to Mayo Clinic staff last accessed November 1, 2024, one of the interesting facts about genetics is gene testing. Have you ever heard about those ancestry tests that can tell you whether you are Irish or Italian? How cool is it, right? But those tests are not just about your ancestors. It also tells you about the potential health risk in your family. So it's like peeking into a crystal ball. And with a simple cheek swab and a blood sample, scientists can detect the diseases that run in your family, that we're curing them. How cool is it? Secondly, there is gene therapy, which sounds like a science fiction movie. According to American Society of Gene and Cell Therapy last accessed November 1, 2024, scientists can literally go in and fix that faulty gene. It's like fixing the typo in the most crucial document ever. And you can see scientists can literally fix that typo with the help of gene therapy. But in some cases, like cancer, it's still at embryonic stage, but still how impressive it is. It's like a sneak peek into the future of medicine. So today we discussed what genetics is. We discussed what genetics is, how it influences traits, and applications of genetics. Every human has 20,000 to 25,000 genes, which controls everything from your appearances to your health. So it's pretty obvious that genetics plays a crucial role in who we are. So next time your aunt says you look like your mom or dad, or God forbid your sibling, please credit genetics for it, because this unique magic of genetics makes you unique. Thank you.